We're going to move on to move number 11 today, which is shield body punch. I think I demonstrated it as the class ended yesterday. It's quite long. I don't know if we'll get through the whole thing. You actually know some pieces of it, believe it or not, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. But let's start by doing a few forms to warm up. I'll lead the first one. Catherine, you can lead the second one, and Jill, you can lead the third one. And we'll go up through move number 10 up to there. Okay? Okay, Catherine.
Ok.
Okay, good. All right, and Jill. Yeah, Catherine, I know you bobbled a few things and you're a little weak at the end, but we'll review that and then we'll move on. We'll see how much of the next move we can get. We'll probably only do part of it. Anyway, don't worry about it. All right, Jill.
So let's see how we bobble. I had it. Hold on.
Stop. Um, I have been doing that move two different ways, and you may be caught in between those two ways, so your body memory is a little. Let me show you the first way and the second way. The second way is just a more sophisticated version of the first way. All right? So the first way is like this: block and hit, block and hit, set, push, squeeze, press, hit, twist step, block, lift, and push. Okay, here's the second way. It's almost the same, but not quite. See the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were kind of caught in between those two. You can do either one. I showed you the first way because it's a good way to learn. It's just one, it's paint by numbers, one, two, three,
Mhm.
four. But when you get a little bit more sophisticated, instead of doing one, two, three, four, set, kick, and push, you do one, two, one, two, set, kick, and push all at the same time. Right?
Yes.
Okay, go from there.
Okay. I, somebody just rang my bell. I'm just going to look to see what it is.
Okay. All right. So, um, what I want to do is we're not. Jill, did somebody there ringing your
Oh,
bell?
it's a big box from Chewy.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So can you finish the form from there?
Okay. Uh, can I finish it? Okay. So what I realized, okay, I just wanted to point out what I realized is that I was doing it from body memory.
Yes.
So now I understand why the point of confusion. So you're doing it, because that's um, what I remember, I think from earlier
Yeah.
is the first way that you showed it.
Yeah. You can
And
do it either way. You can do the first way.
well, no, I know, but I'm just saying my body's confused now.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not clear, there's two ways, then
Uh,
your body's going to be a little bit confused, and I think that's what you ran into.
right.
But try it again from White Crane, and just do it either way. But
I
you're
th-
you're
I
literally
missed.
combining several of the steps there.
I know.
Okay, so we need to review the stuff that we have done in the past few days. I'm not even sure we're going to move on to the next move. Right? We need to review all this, not just for you, but for everybody. So we might as well start at White Crane. Retreat, block, hit. Advance, block, hit. Set, kick and push. Now, when you kick and push, this is what your hands should look like. They're not both out in front. This one is coming off your midline. This one is coming off at 45 degrees. It's not 90 degrees. It's 45 degrees. One more. Retreat, block, hit. Advance, block, hit. Set, all the way down the right. Kick and push. All right? Squeeze, like you're squeezing a big melon, and press down by your hip. All right? One more. Retreat, block, hit. Advance, block, hit. Set, kick and push. Squeeze, and press. All right? Hit. Watch this hand. Squeeze and press. Hit. This hand is blocking for you. Is blocking so you can then hit. It's also beginning the waist turn that's going to end in the hit. So the left hand is not nothing. It's something. Retreat, block, hit. Advance, block, hit. Set, kick, and push. Squeeze, press, relax, block, and hit. Now comes the twist step. Twist step. This hand is pulling somebody down. Maybe they're trying to hit you. You grab their arm and you pull it down. You don't want to do that with your arm because you're just going to wreck your shoulder if you do that. You do it with your weight shift. All right? And then this hand comes behind and catches them at the shoulder. It's a very frequent kind of move in Tai Chi, where you're redirecting with one hand, and really in a lot of ways, this is the power hand. So this is the hand of redirection, and here comes the power. Boom. Boom. Very common. Retreat, block, hit. Advance, block, hit. Set, kick, push. Squeeze, press, relax, block, and hit. Twist step. Step out left, block under your dantian to the knee, lift, and push. All right. Twist step. Step out left, block under your dantian to the knee, lift, and push. Boom. Yes? One more. Catherine, try this on your husband later. See what, if he goes flying, you know you're being effective.
Okay, it just went out for wine, so yeah.
Oh,
sure.
Okay. Well, let him come home, have a glass of wine, then knock him down. All right. Retreat, block, hit. Advance, block, hit. Set, kick, and push. Squeeze, press, relax, block left and hit. Twist step. Step left, block under your dantian to the knee, lift and push. All right.
Can you do that slow? Can you do that slow?
No, I can't do it slow. It's got to be fast. Like you're grabbing somebody. Lift. And then you're pushing him right in the middle of his chest. Okay. Any questions? Ming Bai? Ming Bai? How? Okay, you got it. Master Zhang would say, you go home, practice. Maybe you forget. Maybe you forget. Go home and practice. When I would do a private lesson with him, we only lived this was, I swear, was pure chance. We literally lived a block away from each other. I would walk around the block to his house, do a private lesson for 2 hours. When that was done, I would walk a block over to Golden Gate Park because we were right next to the park. And I would practice alone for half an hour because otherwise I couldn't remember everything. It would just fly away. So when you're done practicing, that's when you start practicing. Right? Otherwise, it'll just fly away. Retreat block hit. Advanced block hit. Kick, set, and push. Squeeze and press. Hit, twist, step, block, lift, and push. Right hand. Okay.
What about this?
Oh, yeah. We got to do that. You're right. So remember with this, you're focusing on the dantian. And the daimai, right? The daimai goes all 360 degrees around the waist. It's the only energy channel in the body that is horizontal. So any horizontal movement that you make in Tai Chi or Qigong is done using the daimai, which means the belt meridian. It's like a belt that you're wearing, right? Watch. Boom. Right to the center. Boom. Not over to the shoulder, right to the center. And then okay, so the question is, how do you control your mind that will then control your energy flow in the relationship between the hand and the daimai? If you don't get it right, it won't work. You won't have any power. So you need to figure out how you do this, right? It's pretty obvious. You're shooting this energy out. Watch the daimai. It's coming around like this, right? Pretty obvious, yes? Boom, right? You're just sort of snapping it. Right? All right, now it's all thrown out this direction. Now you got to bring it back. There's two ways to bring it back. Either one of them will work. I sort of think one is better. The easy way to bring it back is, right, you've thrown the daimai this direction. Now you just bring it back. And then you twist it around, right? However, there's a more sophisticated way to do it. Rather than come out, you've come out here, your chi is really over here. Right? It's here, you move it to there. The more sophisticated way is as you come back, it comes back behind you. And it goes around the body and meets this hand again. When this hand gets over to the right, it has gone around the body and meets it on the right side and literally lifts it up and moves it around. Clear? Jill? Mingbai?
clear in my head, not so much in my body.
Well, you gotta have a clear picture in your head first, and then you just practice. All right? Just remember that this your physical waist can only move so far, and frankly, it's not very far. Right? Your physical waist can move maybe 4 inches. Right? So you have to do a move like this. You have to do 2 differentiations. The first differentiation is you must differentiate your hips from your waist. Most people, here's their hips, here's their waist. For most people, it's locked together. They can only move their waist if they move their hips. But it doesn't have to be that way. And in fact, in Tai Chi, you have to differentiate them so they can move independently of each other. Right? The second differentiation you have to make is between the waist as your physical waist, which can only turn so far. I cannot physically turn this white thing 180 degrees around. It's going to move a few inches in either direction. That's the physical waist. But the energy waist can turn all the way around your 360 degrees. Is that clear? They are 2 different things. They're connected. You have to move your physical waist in order to encourage and move your energy waist. However, if you're really, really, really good, like Master Feng or Master Zhang, you didn't even see the physical body move. They were just moving their energy waist. I'm doing that so you can see it. You wouldn't. They would say, Master Zhang said all the time, if I don't show you, you won't see it. Because he was moving his energy body without moving his physical body. That's a very high level. You guys are down here. That's way up here. I'm somewhere in between. Right? But this is a little, what I'm describing to you is a little higher level skill. And asking you to, use your mind to do this. Your mind leads your chi. Right? Your mind doesn't get behind your chi and push it. Your mind goes ahead of your chi and leads it, just like you lead a dog on a leash. Remember the phrase, Shu Ling Ding Jing. Right? Shu Ling Ding Jing, lead what is insubstantial in the body upward. In other words, raise your spirit in English. Shu Ling. Ling means to lead, like you lead a dog on a leash. The words for that in Chinese are Ling Gao. Ling Gao, Ling Gao. Put a leash on your dog. Ling Gao. Shu Ling Ding Jing. Ding is this. Shu is insubstantial. Ling is a leash. Ding is upward, and Jin is energy. That's how they speak in Chinese. It's like poetry. Okay, so same thing here. You're pushing your energy out. You're gonna hit this guy, right? Boom, boom. Your mind leads that, and that particular move is very simple. Watch the bottom of that foot. Boom. There's one energy, one thread of energy. Goes from the foot to the dantian and then out to the hand. You are not hitting the guy with your hand. You're hitting him with that line of energy. Boom. Boom. All right, now the question is, all your energy's out here, what do you do with it? You've got to pull it back in. You can pull it into the right side, or you can pull it into the left side. Either one will work. However, pulling it into the left side is more difficult to get. It's not difficult to do, but it's difficult to get. It's much more sophisticated, and it's a better move energetically. What you're going to do is pull your energy into the left side. It's going to go across your body and then come out the right side. So it's a continuous flow of energy in a nice round circle, right? I'll show you what's wrong with bringing this into the right side. Anytime you create an acute angle with your energy body, you're going to stop the flow of qi. Master Zhang and I were out in his backyard one day, and he was trying to explain this principle to me. And he was, he didn't speak that much English. And suddenly he saw his hose, his garden hose on the ground. And he got all excited. And he grabbed that garden hose, right? And he turned the water on, and then he took the hose and went like that. And of course the water stopped. And he looked at me and he said, Mingbai? Mingbai, do you understand? Right? If you put a crimp in the hose, you're going to stop the flow of energy. Well, what's a crimp? It's a very sharp angle. When you stand, if you stand with a sharp angle here, right? It's a sharp angle. That's called an arrowhead groin. It's a sharp angle. It stops the flow of qi moving from the left to the right side of the body, especially the lower body. So you don't want to do that. Watch. You, instead of standing like this, you stand like this. And then you open the knees slightly. And then you round your groin. So even when you're just standing and talking, you're standing high, you still practice that. You have to practice that in all positions so that it just becomes the way that you move your body. Because you're not going to have time to think about it later on. All right? You want that arch. It's a round arch so that the qi can go back very easily. It's the same thing here. If I just come out and then immediately go back, that going out and coming back makes a really sharp corner. And so it kind of cuts your power, it kind of cuts your qi. But if you go out and then come in on the left and around, now everything becomes a nice circle. And it's easy to move your mind through that nice circle, and it's easy for your qi to follow that nice circle. All right? So, yeah, because this is when you come out and punch, there's a sharp movement and a pop at the end of it. The very beginning of the form has the same thing. Watch. Oh, boom. Well, now what do I do? All right? It's all out here. All right? What you have to do, because this one's worse than the other, all right, is you have to just let it dissipate. You have to give it it's like water running up a beach. All right? If you go down to Ocean Beach and watch the water come in, it's a nice shallow, it's a long shelving beach. You'll watch the water come in. The water doesn't come up so far and then suddenly stop. It runs up as far as it's going to run up until all the energy is dissipated. And then it kind of almost just stops for a moment. Now the truth is it never really stops. It just sort of looks like it. Right? It comes up And already it's starting to slide back down in. That's another way to make energy round, if you see what I mean. All right? It's the same thing here. You can pop now. You could do the same thing and just relax and then come it back and then have it come back in. And if you practice that for a few years, you're able to do that even when you're pushing hands or sparring. However, I like this more sophisticated version, right? So you come in, and there is a little of that. Right? The water comes in. You've hit somebody, but you don't stop there. You hit them, you just keep going a little bit until the energy dissipates and the water begins to run back down the beach into the ocean. But, all right, it doesn't run back on this side and then come out, because now there's another sharp angle there. Instead, right, it dissipates and it comes back into this side and goes across your back and picks up your hand. There's no sharp angles. Now, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time when you're making a movement, your palm of your hand goes first. Most of the time. All right. This movement is called painting.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, wax on, wax off. I've got a brush here, right? I'm painting the house. Paint. Now, when I'm going to go back the other way, I could just go like this. Why do you not want to do that, usually? Because if you hit somebody with the back, it's going to crunch your wrist and it's going to really hurt. All right? Instead, you use the front of the hand, and now you turn the hand and use the front of the hand again. That protects your wrist. However, we'll end with this. There are times when you do lead a hand with the wrist. I don't know if you guys were in class the other day when I mentioned pung is expanding from the center, right? Boom. Usually that's upward and outward, but not always. When you're doing Qigong, now I'm leading with the back of the hand, but I'm not fighting. I'm doing medicine, right? Boom. Watch this move in the Tai Chi form. Watch my left hand. This is also pung. It's called xie pung, downward going pung. Right? This is upward going pung. And when you do this move, watch. There's a connection between the hands. It's like you're pulling taffy. You should feel like there's a weight on this hand, and you have to struggle a little bit against that weight. There's also a weight underneath this hand pushing it up. The weight pushes this hand down, the weight pushes this hand up. So you have to stretch. Stretch! Boom! Stretch! Boom! Stretch! Boom! It's like it's a bungee cord. All right, we're a little bit past time. So next week we'll also we'll go on and practice the next move, and we'll make sure we have these moves before we go on. Catherine, I don't know whether you can make the 8:30 class if your time has changed, but I'm missing you in the class, so I hope you can make it here.
We changed time today.
Excellent. Good. Maybe we'll see you.
Well, Monday won't work, but I'm planning for Tuesday, definitely.
Good. Very good. We'll see you then. Okay, guys. See you next time. Ciao.